they require members to go get the biometric screenings, prick them, so on and so forth. What are your thoughts on that?
There's a reason that you're not supposed to do that every year, and that's because the number of false positives overwhelms the number of true positives. So, for instance, if a test, now stay with me on the arithmetic here. This is very important. Vendors know this, and they're betting that you don't. If a test is 90% accurate, and you're looking for that 1 in 1,000 person who's going to have a heart attack next year, you test 1,000 people, you're going to find, let's assume you found, and the test is 90% accurate, let's assume you found the one person who would have had the heart attack. You're also finding remember, 90% accurate means 10% inaccurate. So you're also finding 100 people out of that 1,000 who weren't going to have the heart attack. So if you test positive, the odds that you're actually sick are only 1 in 100.
Yeah.
So that's why you should never do this biometric testing. I mean, you should do it. I should say never. You should do it according to guidelines. There are national guidelines.
Yeah, but from a risk management, we're talking. So from a risk management standpoint, if you're pulling them into your pool, what value does that serve?
Zero. I mean, if you look at the people who have heart attacks in a given year, which is the only thing that's really you care about in the risk pool, because the diabetes, your costs are going to go up very gradually. The heart attack is the only kind of 0-1 change. At number one, you only have 1 in 1,000. And literally, I mean, there's 170 million insured people, and there's about 150,000 heart attacks in that population, commercial insured population every year. Of those 150,000, about a third nobody would be able to predict. About a third are totally obvious. You don't need to screen people. They've got heart disease or they're way overweight. They just have to look at them, and they know they're
known risk.
They're known risk. So that means that you're really only, when you're screening, there's some trivial portion of people that you could possibly find. This assumes your screen is accurate, and that after you find them, they're actually willing to do something about it. So it's a complete waste of time from a risk management perspective.
So you're telling me, Al Lewis, you're attempting to get us to believe that this multi-billion-dollar industry is in pursuit of a trivial amount of savings.
You can look at the government data. 156,000 heart attacks in the last year. They have data for 170 million insured people, less than 1 in 1,000, and that includes all heart attacks, including the totally foreseeable ones. So there was a political philosopher. His name was Hoffer. I hadn't heard of him either, so you're excused for not having heard of him. He had a great quote, which he says, "Every cause starts out as a movement, becomes a business, and degenerates into a racket." And that's what we have here. Wellness has become a racket. The so-called outcomes-based wellness, the ACA, and this is not a political thing. It would be true no matter what party you're in. But the ACA wellness provision was generated by the American Benefits Council and the Business Roundtable to put that 30% at risk, specifically so that employers could claw it back and not have to pay the full insurance on people.